Cruis'n Velocity, released in 2001 for Game Boy Advance courtesy of Midway Games, and holy shit on a pogo stick, this is god-fucking awful. Cruis'n Exotica on Game Boy Color, which we looked at just a while ago, wasn't very good, to be honest with you, but it was way better than this. So I'm going to keep this as short as possible because there's really no point in going the long haul with this one. You have a bunch of cars to choose from. You could drive around in a bunch of tracks that are mostly based off those of Exotica, allegedly, but the tracks are circuit tracks that you race around for a number of laps like in any other racing game, and not an open road that you drive down as is traditional cruising fare. You can compete for a variety of cups, which evidently unlocks additional tracks and cars. Yes, really. And you can double tap the accelerator to use your turbo speed for a limited number of times. There's also a password system to keep track of progress, which is good because I could leave you with this should you want to play this pile of shit. You're welcome, by the way. All of this sounds fine in theory, but in practice, you're awkwardly trying, or attempting to try, to move this box on wheels around these narrow halls with stairs, yes, stairs, on the streets, because they couldn't render actual slopes, trying desperately not to hit the walls, or the other cars, or avoiding pitfalls and failing miserably. Control is absolutely atrocious, barely functional or responsive, and it's difficult to move your car around even under the best of circumstances, whatever that entails. And it also doesn't help that the tracks are so disorientingly awful that it's somehow easy to get lost in these, leading you to drive in the wrong direction at times, which is a kind of a foreign concept for cruising, but there you go. All these different cars you get to pick may as well be different skins because they all play the same. Very crappily. There's even been one or two occasions where I've been stuck in walls and unable to escape, even with the reverse gear. So, I don't know. The game looks awful. It's one of those uncommon Game Boy Advance titles that has an actual 3D engine with polygons and stuff, and Cruis'n Velocity is perhaps not the best representation of that functionality. The frame rate is putrid, the cars look like painted cardboard boxes, which is being generous, and all the tracks are just very unappealing to look at. It's not like sound is any better, the sound effects are rather grating, and there's no music during gameplay, only during the intermission where you have this one tune that's not even worth mentioning. The only positive I got out of Cruis'n Velocity, and it's a bit of a stretch, but the voice clips aren't too bad, presumably because they're ripped from other, better cruising games you could be playing right now. All of a sudden, that Game Boy Color port of Cruis'n Exotica is looking mighty impressive, and in fairness, for all its flaws, it's still somewhat playable. Cruis'n Velocity on Game Boy Advance, on the other hand, can go fly a kite for all I care. An absolutely atrocious racing game. Fucking awful. Nuff said.